Ah, well, I don't know if this is working or what. Just thought I'd have a test stream. The audio was just cutting in and out on that, so I have no idea if it's working or not. And I haven't announced this stream at all, so you know, this is just basically a test, just to see if all the audio levels work and the mic works and all the gear and the Cubase sounds and this kind of stuff. And I thought I'd use it as a good opportunity actually to try out live with performance samples, latest libraries, Angry Brass Pro Soloists and Angry Woodwinds Pro. And I just made a couple of videos on them actually. So I just thought I would actually carry on having a mess around. But again, I have no idea if any of this is going to work. So I'm just going to stream it for a bit, and then, you know, I have a chat box. So I don't know if anyone actually watches it, if they could type a message to see if it actually works. That would be really good. This should be streaming on YouTube and Twitch, but I just thought I'd give it a go. Right. Unfortunately, I've got a beach ball of death right now. Right, here we go. Let's actually... Where is my touch screen? Let's just go to Cubase and have a little play around. Okay, so I was basically, in the couple of videos I made showing these libraries, I showed basically Angry Woodwinds. And then I also showed Angry Brass. And I showed it, and I started augmenting a track actually. So I'm going to carry on doing some of that stuff and just see what happens with it. 1 second. I have no idea if this audio is going to work as well, so I don't know. Some of these levels, man, just from me messing around in video the other day, they all need sorting out, but it was a bit of fun. So a quick reminder of what the hell I was doing. I was basically trying to augment the track with bits and pieces of these libraries. And I'm mixing it with a lot of Spitfire symphonic stuff. love that. It's just you can play it fast, man. Try that on each one. My mouse, unfortunately, is covering the piccolo range quite a bit. So, yeah, I can't play all of it, but... It does sound nice. I like the breathiness of it. I would like to take this time actually to note that this was an amazing Christmas present I got. If you haven't seen Cobra Kai, man, you need to check Cobra Kai out. It's such a little gem of a show. It just sounded great. Yeah, I'm not. I haven't advertised this stream at all. This is just a little test. I have no idea if anyone's even watching this, but I'm just doing it just to test levels and stuff because I'm back in England at the moment, and it's taken ages to set all my gear up and stuff. But I'm hoping to do streaming all the time. This is guerrilla streaming where nobody knows. Yeah. Is a very handy little solo library, this. I mean, I'm going to carry on trying to augment this track with it and see what else happens. I mean, I've got a few other instruments by performance samples, and you know, like there's just something about them all that's pretty amazing. You load up a little solo. What's it called? Violin B or something. Yeah, I was having fun with this earlier as well. I might actually put this in here as well. It's a lot of fun to play. That's all it does, though. I wish it had more. Let's actually call that so I know what it is. Yeah, let's put that just in there, and we'll make that pink so I know exactly. Let's hear this. Okay, I'm going to try it on here. Oh, I don't know what the offset is. Shit. Okay, that might actually sound really good. Okay, so let's try and quantize this just to see what the score is. I'm going to have to look up the value of this. Solos of the Sea, Violin B. 140. That's why it's way out. Okay. If there's anyone actually watching this, can somebody write something in the chat, just either on YouTube or Twitch? Because I have no idea if anything's working. I don't know if I can't see anything. So Yeah, that'd be really handy. If not, I'm gonna have to message someone just to see if they can do that. The state of this fucking DCC data. Okay, let's give that a go. No reverb, just okay, I'll leave it in there just for now. Okay, so let's have a little look at this. Okay, let's just augment it with the angry winds just to see if it adds anything, brings anything to the table. What was that? That was oboe. It's just so basic. But it might give a little flavour. We shall leave them in there for now. So, what else should we augment with these libraries? That should definitely be... Oh, man, why haven't I done that? This is ridiculous. It's just so quantized. Never mind. If anyone's actually watching this, it's just a test stream I'm doing. Just see if levels work and stuff like that. I'm just having a little play around with performance samples, Angry Winds and Angry Woodwinds Pro and Angry Brass Pro Soloists. I made a couple of videos on it the other day, but I just thought it would be cool just to have a little play around. I'm just working on a little track for fun and, you know, seeing what it sounds like with different libraries on it and stuff like that. But, yeah. Obviously, all of this is quantized, so it's all, you know, heavily constipated at the moment and heavily layered with octaves and stuff. Well, that's way too much already, but let's just get rid of that. Maybe these little bits. So I wrote this quite a while ago, so there's bits I can't remember. Yeah, okay, we'll put these in with the Angry Winds. Bit of context. I mean, you're not going to hear it with when the brass is properly programmed. The brass is all sort of really rough, you know, just sketching. It's all like sketch ideas and stuff, but I am kind of contemplating going all over it with Junkie Excel Brass, but it depends how long this test stream is going to be. Okay, so see, I would actually play this again, I think, just because it's copying this data is just kind of dog shit. And my mouse is going to be in the way. Okay, so let's try this. Let's put this up here for a minute. And then thing is with Angry Woodwinds Pros, right? There isn't a legato in this library. So it sounds really fluid, providing you play it right. You know, as soon as you hold it, it's a sustain, isn't it? So if you just copy data like I have done there, the note lengths, A, don't cut off because it's not a legato, and B, it just starts sounding really soupy and shit. So really, you want to play everything back in again properly, which is... Let's just put this in here for a second. Of course, it's all going to be muted, isn't it? Okay, so it's completely cheating. What you can do though now is, although I played it, I can quantize it as long as I keep the lengths right, and then it will sound much better. So we're just... So now if we just hear this, see, that just sounds infinitely better already. Like, I mean, obviously, let's put that down. Okay, so... And... It's not right. It's awkward playing it up this high with the mouse and the mic in the way at the moment. And okay. These lights for the video just like shining in my eye. It's like I need some sunglasses to see what the hell I'm doing. You I've said this a few times, but fuck, I don't even know if anyone's watching this, but if anyone is, for MIDI editing, if you get your mouse sorted so you can move MIDI data like that and mute notes and stuff, it can save quite a lot of time. What was I doing there? What is that? An F and a G. I mean, it just sort of, where it's a sustain, it just, and that is so high. Ah. Hello, Timothy. So my chat window does work. This is a miracle. Yes. This is just a test stream at the minute. I'm just testing things to see if it all works and stuff. And looks like the chat window's working. And okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't announce this. This is some secretive streaming, I guess. I just want to see if everything works. And then I thought I'd use it as a good opportunity to go through these wind libraries and just have a little piss around, to be honest with you. I know who you are, Timothy. Thank you for being the guinea pig. Okay, so what we're going to actually add here, though, what we haven't done is mod, which will now change everything. So it's kind of harsh like that, but, you know, in a mix, maybe. Instantly adding detail and cutting above everything at the moment, which isn't really a you know, a brilliant test because none of this is finished or mixed. But the point is to augment your music with these two libraries, and it instantly adds detail. See, I don't really want to put it on absolutely everything, but let's try some stuff. Don't even know what the fuck I was doing. Okay, let's add that in. Little run. Just gonna stick to flutes at the minute. Okay, so that's without. I'm just gonna put that up there, which is kind of ridiculous, but. a little look, and it's also no, hold on, this is not going to be good. Let's just get rid of those, so it's just single notes for a minute. And let's change these round. Maybe. Not really. Okay, so it's a bit overbearing now, but yeah, I mean, it's just totally ridiculous, but let's put that down there for a second. Just mute those. Okay, so this is definitely a job for volume automation. Which we can do with the illustrious fader using the Avid dock. This dock is amazing for doing this kind of thing. So let's just give myself a bar. It's probably going to be a bag of shit to start with, but yeah, let's do that again. Maybe actually in context with the whole track might be nice. Okay. And let's try that one. Okay, so it's a bit more extreme. Yeah, okay. Quick rush job. We're going to have to change this because it's just upsetting my ears. Oh, man, I keep thinking it's legato. It's not. That's better. Have a little listen to see what this is going on. It's so rigid, man. This is the thing. Again, it needs to be played in, I think. But you know. I seriously need to change the color scheme of this because I can barely see it. Something like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure whether it's just the trumpets that are mentally loud there, but I love them putting them in. But it could very well be. Oh, no. I'm editing the wrong bit. What an idiot. Messy, but That is angry brass trumpets. Fucking splinter. The fuck? Okay, so my excitement with that the other day. Let's turn this off, right? And you'll hear the trumpet that I had programmed before. Not good. Then to my delight, trying the trumpet out on this just quickly, and I just instantly loved it. That's more like that. Let's go back to this bit. We'll have a little look at the angry brass as well in a second. I'm just having to play. Fun. Let's try that on that solo of the C's violin. You know, it's not, there are no rules, are there, to any of this stuff? It's just I just was going to show a bit of performance samples, latest libraries, but show whatever. If any one wants to see any of this stuff, then it's no hassle just to open it up and change stuff. That's dear boy, is why that needs to be like. You know what, man? This could. This might just be enough. Give it a little taste there on there. Okay. Seriously raise this in gain. Also, this mod data is bullshit because it's just copied across. It just literally means nothing. Again, you should just play all this in, but I'm not. Prefer the octave lower. I'll try it with that as well. So I wrote this in parts using different patches, and it's probably not the right way to go, but at the time I was just trying to learn how to use loads of these libraries. Let's just see what this sounds like. Tell you what, it's not bad really. I mean, considering I've just copied that. Have a little refresher. It's actually quite tight at the moment. Oh, there's shit tons of woodwinds not even playing. Is that water? What is water? Oh, are you talking about Unity water? Man, I am itching to get on with Jono World, seriously. Never bite off more than you can chew. I just want to hear it without any of the brass going on, because the brass, I kind of want to, when I started writing this was just literally just for a bit of fun, right? And it kind of, I've never written orchestral music with samples, just literally one goal was just to write music just with orchestral libraries and no sound design, no any electronic stuff going on. And what started off just as, this is why the music just sort of goes on and on into different things, because I didn't really have a plan for it. And the more I've gone into it, the more I like it, and then all bits of it I like. And at the time, I'd use Spitfire Symphonic libraries, most of them, because I do love it. But then I didn't have Junkie XL Brass, which I do have now, and I kind of really want to put Junkie XL Brass in this as well. Oh, yeah, no, it's vodka, man. Yeah, LSD. I drink pints of it. Cold Becoming. Welcome. This is just a test stream, so I didn't announce this or anything like that. It's just me pissing around and seeing if all the levels and stuff work and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm just having a little mess around with some performance sample libraries at the moment, and just seeing what to do with this track at the moment. Just having a little play around now with the brass. And you know, I've got Angry Brass Pro Soloists by Performance Samples here loaded. And if you don't know what these libraries are, they're one dynamic layer libraries, triple F. So you know you wouldn't want to write all your music with triple F. It become very ear fatiguing. But what these are really good for, that I'm finding, is layering with my other articulations to give it bite and stuff, man. I mean, like, I don't know if you just heard that trumpet, the little trumpet part. Yeah, so I'll take that trumpet out and now hear it. This is Spitfire Symphonic Brass, right? The trumpets, and this is on. I don't know why the hell the data's shit like that. I mean, this is bad programming, but this is maximum dynamic layer. That's it. So when you hear this added to it, and you can hear how much more top brassier, kind of the highest dynamic layer, forte fortissimo, it gives it some real balls. Okay, so I remember what I was doing now. I was trying to layer these in with it, and they're kind of sounding a bit buzzy at the moment. Yeah. I'm blending Angry Brass on top or with. I haven't reverbed any of this. I mean, I do have reverb set up, which I can. I've got Cinematic Rooms Pro. Basically, I've got all the strings going to a group called strings, or a bus, I should say. I don't know why Cubase calls it groups, but winds, brass, perk, and strings, they all go to their each group. And then all of those groups go to another bus, which is called the mixed process bus, which is a sub bus. And then that goes to the master stereo out, because I'm just working in stereo. Each one of these has got a reverb, and then I've got a reverb on the mixed process to blend them all in. So, I mean, I can turn them all on, see what you think. I mean, I haven't tweaked this, so it's probably too wet, but the idea of these Angry Brass libraries are to augment your libraries with. So you wouldn't write an entire piece with them, man. Like, you know, there's only one dynamic layer. So this now sounds with reverb. It's quite a lot bigger. So the reverb helps. I mean, I I put it on the other day when I was making a video really quickly and stuff. So I would actually sit here and I'd actually try and dial a sound in and stuff like that. But you know, it definitely helps the glue, especially the performance stuff has been recorded in a different studio to Spitfire. And these libraries have been all recorded in Air Lyndhurst, so they're all really wet anyway. So you definitely want to reverb all this stuff to give it its own kind of homogeneous space. But you know, if you do too much with reverb, you can instantly make things worse. Like you can make everything so wet that like there's no definition or anything like that. But you know, to be trodden with care. So I mean, like let's say on the winds, for example, I've got it at minus 15 dB on wet and dry with a 1.31 second tail. That's quite light compared to what it was. I mean, it was, you know, I tried it with like 10-second reverb, like ridiculous sound and stuff. But yeah, this is quite a dark reverb as well, and it's a great reverb. But I would definitely say if you're going to reverb Spitfire stuff, you want a clean reverb, not a character reverb. You know, Spitfire stuff's already got loads of character, so I think it sort of makes things sound worse when you put more on. But equally, I don't know, I'm no expert in reverbing rooms and stuff. You know, if it sounds good, it is good. But this, what was this? This French horn, and this is with reverbs on. Okay, so you don't have legato with that either. And he's on mod wheel. He's programmed like a simulated. It's an EQ that's emulating going through dynamic layers. But yeah, I mean, the name of the game of it is to be loud and angry, and it's to be blended with other stuff. So, you know, take that as you will. All I know is it's adding a load of energy and detail to symphonic Spitfire symphonic brass, because it just lacks. It's just, I love the sound of the Spitfire brass library, but it just lacks this punch and energy at the top on some stuff, man. Okay, now I understand better how the angry library should be used. I didn't jump on the stairs because I didn't understand why I'd buy a library with limited dynamic range to only. I do in Caspian though. Yeah, exactly. Like Caspian's good. See, the thing is with performance samples is that every one of his libraries does one thing really well. It's like I've got I could load it up actually. I haven't compared it yet, but I've got Vista, which is a chamber strings legato only library, so it doesn't even have any shorts, right? But I could compare it to Spitfire chamber strings, which I do consider to be one of the best string libraries there is. But obviously you can't compare it in the size because Spitfire chamber strings is such a deep library. It's got so much stuff in it. But the legatos in Vista are absolutely amazing. So, you know, if you layer this kind of stuff, but all of this stuff, I mean, if you didn't understand this stuff, I quickly go through this stuff again, like with the angry winds. I've got them all here, right? So the GUI is really simple. You've literally just got, you can just change your mod wheel, your dynamic, which is one layer, right? So you just go through. I've got a fader unit here that's out of camera sight, but right, and it's not even legato, but there's just something very playable and fluid about this. Under the mouse. I mean, that sounds amazing to me. And obviously, as it's a sustain, you've got to be careful when you play it. Yeah, it's my favorite key range is under the mouse. But it's quite breathy as well. So, you know, Piccolo's really, it's got a nice breathy thing, which is good for attack. Obviously, that noise is my keyboard being picked up. I'm getting a different microphone tomorrow. Oboe. It's very easy to go back to the moon, man. Welcome to the test stream. Hopefully, if it doesn't sound like total dog shit and people seem to like it, and then we do some regular streaming. Yeah, it does sound really good, doesn't it? And, you know, I'm never going to be one of these people that's going to lie. Like, if it's a piece of shit, then I'll say, man. Like, it's just... But it definitely comes down to how you play this stuff. Because if you're just going to play block chords with the Cubase chord track and, you know... Like, we just make any library sound like total dog shit. Or very organy, I should say. But if you play it to its strengths, so the attack on a short note, it just the release, it just gives it a live feel. I mean, oboe's probably not best for that, but that's very kind of you. I'm sporting my brand new Christmas present just for you. If you haven't seen Cobra Kai, definitely check it out. I watched it when it was on YouTube, and it was I signed up for the premium thing just as like a month free, and I just thought, what the fuck is this? I haven't seen Karate Kid for ages, and I put it on, and it's like the most amazing. The first series is the most amazing little gem. Like, just follows Johnny, how he gets his ass kicked in the competition, and how it says like 25 years later, and it just he's on the floor, but he's surrounded by bottles of Jack Daniels and cigarettes, and his life is just totally shit, and it just follows his life, and he reopens the Cobra Kai dojo. It's amazing, man. Yeah, it's good. It's quite heartwarming. I don't know what it is about Daniel LaRusso, man. He looks like he's out of Spitting Image. Like he's got... I don't know what his face looks like, a ventriloquist kind of sex doll or something. It's a bit quiet, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I made a couple of videos on this the other day. I put them on the YouTube channel. It goes in these libraries in much more depth, but for a quick fix and just to bring out a bit of detail, I think they're amazing. Basically, any and all problems in life can be solved if you have a karate dojo in 45 minutes. It can solve a lot of issues, yes. I'm much more partial to a bit of Krav Maga, though. Karate was always a bit more of a silky boy thing for me. You know, when the first rule is avoid all conflict, but the second rule is if you have to essentially engage war, which is Krav Maga, that's a good thing. Oh, shut up, Mark. You're not on a diet. You... famous last words, man. I'm not buying anything else. That's like saying you're never going to drink again. You know, 'cause I've got such a hangover. I'm never drinking again. And then by 5 o'clock, you're already sipping on some cocktail. Water, by the way. What's my go-to regular woodwinds? Well, I love Berlin winds, and I like Spitfire symphonic winds as well. You know, they're both. I love owning both of them because Spitfire symphonic winds, it's just got a vibe. It's the room sound that I love. It actually is loaded. What the fuck is going on with this? That's more of a handbag at 20 face. Well, it depends what's in your handbag, man. Nice bottle of mace. Oh, okay. It decides to actually work now. Yeah, so this is Spitfire Symphonic Woodwinds. But this is 18. See, they recorded this kind of like in a weird way. Like Berlin Winds has got separate players. So you've got flute 1, flute 2, flute 3. There's we could talk all day about this, but it's great having separate players. They've decided in Spitfire Symphonic Winds to record A2 and there are some solo instruments as well, but both libraries are really inconsistent. But I think Berlin Winds gets the crown. It depends. If you actually are just suddenly writing a cue and it's got to be like fantasy and stuff, it just Spitfire just puts you in the zone. But this is not my big template. Normally, I've got every articulation of this in there, which is a shame I have not got it set up at the moment. But when I do, I could do a video and show you exactly what's in all this stuff with ease. +30 simps. Man, the hardware simp thing is even a worse illness. Like it is a true illness. You saw like Tom Holgenborg selling all his stuff, and it's like, you know, we just need to get rid of it. It's like, no shit, you've got to get rid of it. They give you a migraine even looking at that stuff. What hardware controller have you got? Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't tried it. Yeah, I'm using one articulation per track at the moment. Oh man, I'm in such mixed opinions about all this kind of stuff. Basically, I do really want to have expression maps, but you can't offset any of the timings with any of the articulations, right? So everything's always out of time, which I just there's just headaches either way. There's just literally no good way of working. At least with separate tracks, you can instantly see what your articulations are, and you can offset the timings so everything's in time. But then you've got to have this ball ache of going, oh, I just want a staccato note in here. Then I actually want this spiccato note in here, and that's got to activate a legato in here, and then you've got 4,000 tracks. I've not tried the machine. I am really intrigued by it. Yeah, the no track delay thing is an absolute bitch, and Anne Catherine Dern said about it recently, and I find it so funny that so many people have now gone, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's so true." It's like, man, it's not a new thing. Like you haven't been able to do that ever, so it's strange. It's good people are aware of it, but I think the only thing that needs to happen is Cubase. Steinberg needs to put it in the expression maps, and you can they need to have an option where you put the offset on each articulation in there, and it would be amazing. It would floor every DAW at that point. I've only used Reaper a little bit. I use it for cutting up samples and stuff, like, because the batch export features are absolutely amazing. Like, they make Cubase look totally dog shit. But yeah, see, I can't think. I've tried around doing this with vPro, and a couple of people I've been working with for a few years. They've been on a right mission trying to get this sorted, and they've been using plugins on all audio buses, and it works. You can set the plugin with a minus delay, but when you physically play, there's delay, like it's hideous. So you have to turn it all off. So it's not exactly a great solution, but I don't know, man. I have a feeling that it's something that Steinberg could just instantly fix. It's got to happen, because it's just, I tell you, if that happened, that combined with a touchscreen with binaural communication, bi-directional communication, so it's contextual. You click on a track, and then your articulations for that one track come up on there. I would be all over that. I would be so all over that. And I'm going to do a video soon. I've been trying to get a touch screen. Like, here's a touch screen of just a main working page, and it's all really rough. And I've been making my custom little buttons and stuff like this. But I'm going to do a video on this Sherlock thing. It's designed in 1080p, so you just drag it onto your touch screen. Amazing little thing. But yeah, I mean, there's loads of options for that kind of thing as well. But I'd be all over it if I could have expression maps and have them all in the right timing, because it's driving me crazy, everything being out of time. I'd rather things be quantized for the most part. And I used to be deadly against quantizing, but at the end of the day, on paper, it is actually one of these things where you go, yeah, everything needs to be a bit loose and breathe and all this kind of stuff. But on paper, that's fine. But when you hear it back, it all sounds like soupy dog shit, and I don't like soupy dog shit. So yeah. What was I doing? I can't even remember now. Yeah, see, that's Angry Winds, Piccolo and Flute. I think that sounds amazing, just for what it is. And in context with a track. Again, that's the trumpet, that's Angry Brass. I mean, I haven't mixed this, so it's well over the top, but yeah, OSC is really good, and Lima is. But you know, I started making videos on touchscreens quite a while ago, because obviously it's actually how I got work in New York. So obviously I'm really into it and stuff, but I gave it a bit of a break just because it was, you know, getting a bit much and stuff. But the touchscreen thing is without a doubt an amazing solution. But I bought a Raven when I was before I went to New York, and then I gave it to someone out in New York actually. Really good screen, quite overpriced unless you use the Raven stuff, the software. But then that's when I started loving having a 27-inch screen and having a native screen, right? Because I can instantly drag my plugins on here. I can drag, and if you're using a 4K screen, Contact is tiny. So it's amazing having a nice 1080p screen, and you can drag your shit on it and then read stuff. And it's nice just to actually be able to pull up Safari or Firefox or whatever the hell you use. It's nice for the real estate of having a screen. I love having it native, which instantly means Lima is out and OSC, because that's not native. You've got to stick an Android box through these things. So this is why I'm using Sherlock, because it's part of your system, which to me gives the screen a much bigger lease of life. And there's some big things that are going to happen with Sherlock. So I know the developer, and I've been beta testing his stuff for a while, but I know what is going to kind of happen, sort of, and I'm excited about it. But yeah, I don't know. I used to use Lima, and I love it. I love how customizable it is, but equally I hate having that screen just plugged into an Android box. So let's hear what this sounds like with Junkie XL trumpets, right? Let's give it a test. Right, so this is Forte Fortissimo, Angry Brass Soloists. Let's get the Junkie XL solo. This is what this stream could kind of turn into, you know, the shit no one ever shows you with the sample libraries. Hated by nearly all developers. Right, where are you? Trumpets, solo trumpets. And I guess a fair test would have to be sustains. Oh, it's not a fair test though, because Jasper's got 4 different articulations scripted. Let's try it. Let's just try sustains. Then we'll try legato. We could try it as well with shorts. Let's put this here. Okay, so shockingly horrible. That was a great example of never copy MIDI data ever. So probably you were playing the angry bassoon, I guess. Quantize everything. Yeah, man, I quantize everything now as well. I just, when I'm writing, it's just, I never get anything finished if I don't, you know, everything's all soupy and shit. I just hate it. At least when it's tight, I can hear ideas and stuff. And then, you know, if something's lyrical, if you've got to actually write something lyrical, like with a violin or wind or whatever, then I usually play that loose. But it really depends, man. If you've got loads of big percussion and it's a sound design-y track, then it's not exactly like there are any rules, but sound really good. I still am super into live muscle memory, I guess. All sorted for orchestral stuff. Yeah, well, Ableton Live is amazing. I used to play live gigs with it. It's great for percussion as well, or looping percussion. But yeah, I mean, when you're going to compare MIDI editing like with Cubase, it's kind of left a little bit in the dust, to be fair, but it's not really for that. What kind of touchscreen do you use? Right, so the touchscreen I've got is it's an Acer, but that's what I'm using. Acer T272HL, and it is a really good touchscreen. It feels like an iPad. Like it uses, with Mac, you've got to use a touch-based driver, which I bought it for like 50 quid at the time. It's like 130 quid now, so it's quite an expensive thing. But this is a really good touchscreen if you're looking for 27-inch. And I do get it if you don't want a massive one. I mean, they're just massive, but I like having an extra screen there. It is amazing having your plugins on there and just being able to use your fingers and stuff, and having Omnisphere on there and stuff, and using the I can't remember what the hell the controller is and stuff. Mark, yeah, you know, I was absolutely overjoyed and horrified at the same time when I saw the 40% discount. Like all the stuff I bought from him is 25% off, and you know, it's great and it's amazing, and 25% off of the price of their stuff is a lot, but 40% is enough to push me over the edge and go completely bankrupt. I just thought, oh good, I'm now going to buy every fucking thing you sell. It's disgraceful, man. Yeah, it's a great Acer screen. My the only other screen I'd recommend, but it costs much more, is the Slate Raven MTI2. But you are paying for the actual software for that. Like, it's not just the screen. Like, whether this all comes from the same Chinese factories or whatever is one thing, but you are paying for the actual software and the multi-touch mixers and stuff like that. So I found that because Cubase does pretty much what the batch commander does, the only thing that the batch commander adds that Cubase can't do is recording mouse clicks, which is really useful. But if you get yourself Keyboard Maestro and use that, then all of a sudden you don't need to spend $1,000 on that. So this Acer feels really responsive, like so responsive. I'll have to figure out. I do know how to do this, but I just haven't. I didn't plan on doing this. I'll make sure I've got it set up so I can just literally mirror this screen so you can see it when I touch the buttons and how quick they are. But yeah, the Acer and the Slate are definitely the two I would recommend. But one costs twice the money, and that's why I would go for the Acer. And if you're on Windows as well, it'll work even better without the touch-based drivers. So here's the problem. Agree, orchestral stuff is hard if it's not tight. Yeah, totally. I honestly, I think that it's just the way I think is that the orchestral play. I don't think about recording shit players. I only ever think about recording good players, and good players don't fucking play sloppily. They play incredibly tight. So they're going to play to a click track, and they always will. If you've got a load of, let's just say, a load of string ostinatos, and they're all loose as shit, they're still going to play to the click track, and their playing will be tight to the click. But your samples are going to be loose, and it's just going to make some mushy, horrible soup. So I am in the way of thinking that the program stuff should be as tight as the click track for that. And then, their playing on top will give it a sort of a glue. But I don't know, man. I've given up on even trying to make samples sound real because it's just impossible. None of this stuff sounds real. That is the problem, and you can buy just bits at a time as well. What the Sine player now, where you just buy like an instrument at a time. Yeah, that is. Take the store. I hate Orchestral Tools. It's just like I love their stuff, but man, I just every time I buy any of their stuff, I'm just so skint. Okay, so let's have a. That just sounds shocking to me. Like, we can't have that. Yeah, no. We can't change the articulation. That would just be absolutely the worst thing ever to use a sustain on that. Right. However, if we put legato in, it'd probably be okay. And if we actually do legato these, see if this legato button works on the touch screen. No, I need to change the milliseconds. You fucking slag. Okay. It's alright, but it's still shit. Okay, that's much better than the sustain. Let's just compare that with this to start with. Yeah, see, it's using like a marcato. Don't try to make the mock-up sound. Yeah, I know exactly. It's just this thing that just some people. I've heard some people's mock-ups and they are absolutely phenomenal, but I don't know of any pros that do that. They haven't got time. It just takes so much time. And the sickening thing about it is most people don't even know if you're using samples or not. So let's just try staccato for a minute. I was using this library in New York for a bit, and that's when I started thinking about expression mats, because I was using key switches. And if you spend a bit of time using the right articulations, this library really is amazing. Like it just annoys me having to draw key. I hate key switches, so that's when I started thinking I'm going to have a little grid of buttons to actually put them in. But yeah, see, this is definitely where you want it all on one track, because I would switch between the legatos and some staccatessimos. Let's try a staccatissimo first before we fuck about with this. I mean, this is one thing about Jasper's stuff. The performance element of his stuff is always what blows me away, because I can just sit here and just write music and not worry about this shit. and I value that more than anything. And then afterwards, you can start, tweaking this stuff. But okay, so that sounds much better, but it sounds a bit. Okay, hold on. Let's mute that. It sounds fantastic with everything else. Switch it. Okay, so let's try the mic positions on that because it just sounds bigger. Also, maybe we should try the actual normal. Let's try this first. That's not loaded. That's not loaded. I don't know where and I don't know where deep and work 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 deep click 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 and 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 work